So I was watching this really interesting video by Autistic AF, whom I definitely recommend you check out. This one was called Autistic Women Are Being Hunted on Dating Apps. The intro to the video was about a TikTok that had been going around that was one of those like POV, your autistic girlfriend. It's kind of got the vibe of like, oh, teehee, I'm so cutesy, and asking for permission for everything. Oh, do you want some of this candy too? Okay, you can get this one, but only if I can have the blue ones. Can I have some juice? Let's play this little Lego set together. You know, that sort of thing. With the male voice behind the camera just going, sure, and kind of laughing at the girlfriend the whole time. Some of you may also notice kind of the vibe going on there, which obviously Autistic AF mentions in his video, that it's got like the whole childhood innocence thing. But the specific thing that I noted, especially once it was revealed, spoiler alert, this was actually an ad for her OnlyFans, it clicked. This is a DDLG dynamic, which led me down a completely different rabbit hole into my own conspiracy theory. For anyone who is not aware of what that acronym stands for, it means Daddy Dom Little Girl, and it is a type of Dom sub kink. Specifically, it refers to the big protective parent type figure, gives you permission to do things, etc., and the small childlike innocence, which often has things like playing with toys or age regression play. Not always, but you kind of get the general gist. And based on what I just told you about that prior video, that might sound familiar. So DDLG dynamics have always been kind of an outlier in the kink fields anyway, especially due to the whole child association and sexuality thing, which obviously squicks a lot of people out, especially in the current times with the whole Epstein thing, and just no one wants to even think about the idea of children and sexuality anywhere near each other for obvious reasons. However, despite the blowback, I've noticed that a lot of the OF type content has always leaned into that baby girl aesthetic direction, which I believe was actually spawned from a lot of the advertisements and fashion culture that was going on in the 2000s. You might have actually seen this particularly infamous ad about baby soft skin that there are a bunch of, as well as this ad from the 1980s where a 15-year-old girl was being hypersexualized for a Gene commercial. I think that kind of as a ramification of this particular sexualization of childhood over the years, created kind of this expectation of sexualized content to have that sort of childlike innocence. However, you can't just straight up advertise your content as DDLG, because that's not what people want, even though apparently it is actually what they want. So I think what's happening is a lot of those people, now that they can no longer just straight up say, hey, I'm doing baby girl shit, what they're doing is they're trying to call it different things. Like apparently before this, there was one for Down syndrome, and now it's your autistic girlfriend. So yeah, that's my conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is that the Your Autistic Girlfriend trend in OnlyFans is actually a thinly disguised cover for DDLG dynamics.